welcome to Captain Crush's YouTube channel. It is a Saturday. Normally, I don't waste my time with weekend videos because the viewership is in the toilet. And on top of that, NBA is pretty much poverty on the weekends. Maybe I'll do weekend MLB videos, golf videos. We'll have to wait and see. I always do NFL videos during NFL season, but it's NBA season. I always do my content in my Discord during the weekends, but I like to relax and recharge and get ready through the Monday through Friday YouTube grind. Now, if you're new here, hit the subscribe, smash the like, and acknowledge Captain Crush. It's real simple. That's all you gotta do. I do the Lord's work for you. You do the Lord's work for me. You hit the like, you smash the subscribe. More D-Gens get to see this video and get to be lifted out of poverty. So today's gonna be really quick, and I am gonna toot my own horn like a trumpet because yesterday was a masterclass, baby. But before I get into that, first thing I'm gonna talk about is Joshua Hart. Yes, sir, Josh Hart. Now, everybody's going to be talking about Josh Hart. Everybody's going to be riding that train, but the fly in the ointment's going to be Sabonis because Sabonis grabs rebounds. That's just what he does. I said it yesterday. I was right here on this tube. I called Nurkic a glass cleaner. I said he was going to hit, and he absolutely hit. Nurkic, he's a glass cleaner. Call him Windex. And Josh Hart is literally a miniature glass cleaner. He's not quite at that level yet, but he's getting there. And you got to consider him today. Now, his rebounds was 9.5 over on Sleeper. Here it's 10. You do have push equity, and that's asking a lot given the matchup. So what can I tell you to do? Well, I'm going right here to the offensive rebounds. Yes, sir. I got him projected for 2.2 offensive rebounds. I'm going to take a shot on this. This is extremely volatile, and it's not for the faint of heart. So miss me with your poverty, fear, and your poverty. Well, Cap, I don't have this, and I don't care. I'm doing this. You're not forced to tail me. You do what makes sense for you. You can take this, or you could just take his overall rebounds at 10 and hope he lands at 11. Now, my initial proposition was 14.5 RA. It's been bumped. You could do the crispy rebound proposition. If you think they're going to get 25, that's crispy. They may be fighting each other for rebounds, and maybe they both show up. Maybe there's a little narrative there. I don't really know. It's a Saturday. Maybe they were all out partying last night and they don't care at all about your coin. That's 100% a possibility, but being that it's the late game, maybe they slept it off, maybe it's out of their system. And then lastly, Josh Hart's fantasy scores always in the mix, and if you're feeling froggy and you want a demon, you can go back to his 1.5 3 points made. It's very risky, but I usually have a little bit of exposure, 1 to 2 slips max, and I take a shot every now and again. But again, it's not guaranteed in the slightest. None of this stuff is guaranteed. The only guarantee Captain Crush has for you is that people are poverty. Okay, that's the only guarantee that I have. But Josh Hart, it seems like a decent spot for him. It's a pace-up spot for him, so he's going to get in the mix on Captain Crush. Hopefully, he continues to ride that train for me and cash my slip. You understand? Now, yesterday, I did 2 dunk props on this channel, Collins and Duran, and it was sweat-free, baby. Captain Crush called his shot. Bang! Eddie, you got to acknowledge Captain Crush. I don't care what you say, dunk off this, dunk off that. The fact of the matter is this. Captain Crush hasn't missed a dunk slip in 6 days straight, fella. It's that simple. I've been giving them out. They've been pushing or cashing at worst, and I want the streak to continue. Now, the dunk prop that I already gave out today has already went and gone. So, am I going to tell you to take any of these? Well, I don't really like anything that's on the board right now. I know Eddie's going to say to take Anthony Davis because that's the most obvious one, so I'm not going to go there. If you want to take someone, I think you could maybe dabble with Nick Richards. 1 slip max. I don't love it. I already took my dunk prop for the day. That game's going on right now, but you can have a little bit of exposure to Nick Richards. Again, it's my least favorite, but I am the tribal chief when it comes to dunk props, when it comes to all of this for that matter, but I wouldn't be holding my crown if I didn't give you at least 1 today. So you can consider Nick Richards because everyone's going to go here, and that's the obvious one. I'm not going to give you the obvious one. Captain Crush is going to try to give you something that no one else has mentioned. If only Eddie had the same duty to do the same thing around here, we might be crushing. Eddie, I've been waiting 24 hours for you to acknowledge me, buddy. Now's the time. Now let's keep moving moving on. What do we got? Well, to be honest, everything that I like today has been bumped to high heaven. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on here. You got the Memphis Grizzlies. You got Bane and Jaren Jackson back in the mix facing my Oklahoma Thunder. What's going to happen? I'm not very sure. I'm staying away from the Memphis side of things. Absolutely. But if they do somehow limit Jaren Jackson's minutes today, if he's on a minutes restriction, then I think you could take a shot on the 3.5 less turnovers, just because if he only plays 25 minutes, he can probably get 2 to 3, but I don't think he's going to get 4. So I think that's something you should consider. Wait and see what the minutes restriction is going to look at, if there's any. If he's cleared for no minutes restrictions, probably just fade it. Or if you really want to gamble and roll that dice, take it. It's up to you, friend. Now, PrizePicks did bless everyone with a free square with the GOAT James. Hopefully he plays today and we can all take advantage of that. I'm very thankful for the free squares. I always max them out. Any discount for that matter, win, lose, or draw, I like to get in the mix. Now, the next person that I'm going to talk about is kind of recent because they ruled out Tobias Harris last second. So now I am forced to consider Kelly Oubre Jr. Maxi's back in the mix. There's going to be a big gap in usage without Tobias Harris. There is the narrative with him playing the Charlotte Hornets. There is a lot to unpack here and to consider. If I'm going to take anything, it's probably just going to be his 18.5 points. I don't like it. I certainly don't love it. His PRA possibly. I'm not exactly sure what to do here. Again, this is just breaking news by the time I did this video. I'm going to have to look more into it, but I will just say consider Kelly Oubre tonight. Obviously, Maxi's always in play, especially given the news, but his lines have been bumped to high heaven at this point because of that news, so you have to consider that. Now, I'm looking through here and seeing if there's any fantasy score stuff that I can find for you guys, and there's really not a whole lot here that I'm interested in. I think Mikal Bridges at 32 fantasy score has to be considered. Same thing with Cam Thomas. They're in elite matchups and they are due big games. I think I would tend to stay away from the Brooklyn Nets because they're just absolute poverty, but I would be remiss if I didn't sit here and at least mention it to you guys, okay? And remember, like always, the Bulls don't have Kobe White today and they're playing the Washington Wizards, who don't play defense. I'm fading the Wizards entirely. I'm not trying to deal with old coach again. However, I will have some shares of like a DeRozan, maybe some Boost. I posted some stuff in the cord. You can look there. And then this game, Curry is coming back from injury. I get all that, and he may be limited. If he's limited, forget this. But if he's cleared to go with a full allotment of minutes, and I'm talking 35 plus, 37 fantasy points for Curry is just egregious and insulting if this man plays 35 plus minutes. I don't know how many minutes he's going to play tonight, chat. I really don't. I don't know how extenuous the injury is. I'm really not sure, but I'll tell you this. The man can score 37 real points. Bang! Just like that. He can do it. I don't know if he's going to do it tonight, but we're going to have to wait and see. It is worth considering. He does have over a 1.3 fantasy point per minute. On top of that, he does have a high usage rate, high 25% or higher. Now, I usually do live streams Monday through Friday. Yesterday, I didn't get to do a live stream. My tooth was hurting me. You guys know the drill. You know how it is. But it didn't matter because Captain Crush still was able to put on a master class. And like I said, the trumpet's about to blow, baby. Yesterday, it was a master class, Flex Friday. I posted this right here under Captain Slips. Own people in my own Discord missed these slips, okay? I gave the 2-man dunk prop. I also gave a 6-man. This was my 6-man Flex Friday slip. It swept. I gave a couple other ones. In fact, I gave this out, which cashed. I gave this out, which cashed another 10. This was actually 11x because it had a, nope, this was 10x. That cashed. This cashed. That cashed, this cashed, and then the Flex Friday slip right here, cash swept. And like I always tell you guys, mix and match. So you could have had an enormous master day. All you had to do was be in Captain Crush's Discord, get yourself out of poverty. I told you guys yesterday, give Captain Crush a shot and you wouldn't regret it. So bang, I teed up, the ball on the tee, bang, I hit a home run, not once, not twice, but 4 times, baby. 225x, one 10x, and a slew of 3x's. Because when Captain Crush tells you to take a shot, buddy, you listen, you do it, and you acknowledge what I'm saying. It's that simple. Everybody ate, hurt tooth and all, and I'm talking back to back. And even Yodi, the master of poverty, he decided to tail. He took it. He won $500. He turned his crispy 20 into 500. And the YouTube slip that I gave for underdog yesterday also cashed. Sweat free. I gave you guys a 3-man for underdog. I did it all. I did the Lord's work, and nobody cuts a promo like Captain Crush does. I'm telling you right now. Look at these. I'm talking 6 of 6. Everybody was in the mix. And here's Brand. Brand tailed a slip that I put. This is the story. I put this slip out early in the day, 11 a.m. The cord talked me off of it. He still saw it. He tailed for 25x. I had 700 big ones on it, and the cord told me to cancel it and refund it, so I did. And I'm hating life about it because it was a $17,500 win. At least Brand kept the faith. He went with Captain Crush's gut calls, and he was able to turn it into 25x. I mean, that's just the kind of day that I had yesterday, man. I was crushing. And with all the pre-chalkers, everybody was in my face. Everybody pre-chalking Jamal Murray. It ain't hitting. Well, guess what? It hit. And I got the proof right here, fella. Right there. Bang! 100 to win 2,500. Captain Crush, sweep it all. Another 2-man that I posted. Cash it. I talked about both of these on the two, baby. Cash it. DeJounte Murray, offensive rebounds. I told you guys it was hitting. The 3-point attempts, I talked about that. I also told you guys about DeJounte Murray's fantasy. In fact, the only prop that I talked about on YouTube yesterday that missed was Terry Rozier's fantasy, and he barely missed. But cash this, cash that, cash the dunk 2-man, cash the 10x. This was actually like 12x. I cashed that one. Cash another 25x for Captain Crush. I talked about all these on YouTube, baby, for the most part. The glass cleaner, baby, 21.9. Cash it. Long story short, it was a massive day for Captain Crush yesterday. I'm talking 5K plus. It could have been 25K if I didn't cancel that 700. But you know what? It don't matter. It is what it is. And as you can see, the Roman Reigns memes are in full effect. Everybody had to acknowledge me. And that's just the way I do business around here, boys. It's like I always say on the YouTube. If you're not in the Discord, you may think, oh, Captain Crush, he's not really just putting on a show. No, I live this life, fella. This is what I do. When I come out and pump out 325x slips on Flex Friday, I'm going to make you acknowledge me. That's just the world that we live in because I put my heart and soul into this. And when people pre-chalk me, I ain't having it. So get in the mix. Get out of poverty. If you joined yesterday, you would have made all your money back times 25x. You only need to hit one 25x slip a month to make sure you're getting your money's worth in Captain Crush's Discord. And I do all that and more, I'm telling you. You go to CaptainCrush.net, you scroll your grubby paw down here to the gold package. It's $25 a month, 83 cents a day. Bang. You get in the mix. You tail Captain Crush, or you don't have to tail Captain Crush. You listen to the live streams, you look at my projection sheet, you make your own reads, and I respect that too, and you get these projection sheets every day. These are my projection sheets right here. So here's an example. You go to DG Fantasy, use code CRUSH, get 25% off. You can find a proposition that you like here. Let's say Curry, 24.5 points. It's 25 everywhere else. We know it's going to get bumped. Then you go to Captain Crush's projection sheet. You see what old Captain Crush project him for. Bang, 25.9. You put it in a slip, fella. It's that easy. Captain Crush, I'm literally giving it away, buddy. I'm giving it away. So get in the mix. I'm doing the Lord's work. Nobody does it like Captain Crush. Get yourself in the mix. You sign up with any of my partners, you get a free 30-day trial, or you can just buy direct. Now, we went through all that. Captain Crush blew his horn. He did his victory laps, yada, yada. People were pre-chalking me. Captain Crush had to slap him back into reality. No harm, no foul, buddy. It's all fair game. You pre-chalk Captain Crush, and Captain Crush victory laps you and reminds you who the tribal chief is. It's all fun and games, baby. Don't get your feelings hurt now. So, I talked about everybody I want to talk about, and I'm going to talk about one more person if I can find him, if he's on the board, and that is DeAndre Ayton. Now, this is the most risky one that I took today, and I've been riding the Ayton train, and he's been crushing. He's been playing Supermax style. He's been earning his keep. Now, against the Knicks, he dropped 47. Now he's playing the Pelicans. They're projected to lose. His fantasy score hasn't moved. It's pretty high. My own model doesn't really like this number because it's a big number. But you have to consider Ayton today, man. He's been playing like he actually wants to play. His PRA, his fantasy score, his P plus R, all of this stuff's in the mix, guys. I'm pretty sure his P plus R got bumped down. The books have had Ayton juiced under for the longest. I don't care. I'm going with Ayton today. I'm going to have exposure to all of it. If he sells, he sells. He's been a cash cow for me, and that's just all I got to say about that. Tail or fade. Now, again, I didn't go over everything that I like. It's a quick video. A lot of stuff that I do like is bumped. I gave you my reads. I gave you my analysis. Normally, I'll give you the fantasy point per minute, the usage rate. I'll go into detail, but Captain Crush is tired. I'm exhausted. My tooth is killing me. It's Saturday. Captain Crush is going to go. He's going to get some food. I'm going to sit on this couch. I'm going to turn on that TV. I'm going to pick up my Xbox controller. I'm going to put in Mortal Kombat, and I'm going to start whipping kids online all the way to Grandmaster today, Betty, because the woman's out at a friend's birthday. Captain Crush wasn't interested, so now I get to play Xbox in peace. I'm going to eat, be merry, watch the NBA game. I hope the best for all of you. I hope you win your contest. Here's the salute. Smash that like button like your mama taught you right. And at the end of the day, when the day is done, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush.